to the weekly fix. As always, I am Neil, and what's great about this topic is we got the 2020 RZR XP is out. Other announcements too from Polaris: the Ranger, the Sportsman, the Scrambler. We're going to talk about all of it. Triumph also reveals the new Rocket 3 and much more. This, of course, is the weekly fix, which what we do is talk about all things power sports, gas-powered, electric, whatever it takes. If you like what you see, you like what you're watching, please subscribe, click, like, share, whatever you have to do so we can keep making videos and keep talking to you guys.
Capable, most versatile side-by-side ever built. The all-new RZR Pro XP. Designed to dominate every terrain, from wide-open desert to tight, twisty trails.
Okay, so Sunday to yesterday, Tuesday, I was lucky enough to be in Minneapolis for the release of the 2020 Polaris line and the RZR Pro XP. I gotta drive it, I gotta hang out with it. Hopefully you followed us, saw some of the videos we released on this, but if you're not familiar with it yet, which would be ridiculous if you're not, but I'm gonna help you anyways. So there's a base model, a premium, and a ultimate. So base starting at $22,999, premium $24,499, ultimate $28,499. So all these units, what they have is, of course, 64 inches wide, but 181 horsepower, Polaris's biggest HP to date. 6 inches longer wheelbase, so really stable. It impressed me. We'll talk about that in a second. So base model is just like it sounds, stripped down, ready to go. The premium, you're gonna get the telescoping steering wheel, the accent lighting, which was pretty boss in my opinion on how it's set up, and of course the ultimate lives up to its name. Ride command, Fox Live valve, Rockford Fosgate stereo, and what's crazy is on this steering wheel for that unit, everything you need to do electronic is in the steering wheel. It was like driving my car at home. It was fantastic. So going into that, as far as the cab goes, they killed the inside of this car. Spacious. I mean, there was me and a guy who was just as big as me. We sat next to each other, not touching each other. Plenty of leg room. I didn't even have the seat all the way back for once in a RZR. What I like too, though, is actually lowered the seat height. So this is kind of a nice mix between, you know, our RZR we've always known. Now here they're here. Yeah, Can-Am's a little bit lower, but this is a pretty happy medium for sight lines. And I want to talk about the sight lines because when we drove at their test track in northern Minnesota, it was windy and tight and shaded, and it had everything you want in an element for a side-by-side, which we're not really that familiar with out here. So it was awesome. I had no hesitation going into corners, different areas. The thing actually killed it. So other little features on this, they went to the Maxxis Carnivore. Pretty badass tire, 30-inch from them. Like I said, lower seat height, the bigger cab was a home run, but we got to talk about the motor. Punchy, absolutely. We mentioned this, I kind of had missed that particular motor in a sense, and it did not let us down. They even had an acceleration zone for us. We'd come in and just gun the thing, and you were pushed back hanging on. So they did a really great job on this car. We're excited to get some here. Check out some of our videos that we can probably load up later, but we did test drive them. Again, awesome time. Great job, Polaris. We are excited to see them, and we're going to start building those things in just a few days.
Introducing the all-new Polaris Scrambler XP 1000S. The biggest, baddest sport quad the world has ever seen.
All right, and the rest of the 2020 lineup that we got to go hang out and look at and drive was the Ranger XP 1000. Awesome unit again. They kind of tightened it up a little bit. There's the interior, of course, multiple cup holders, tons of storage, as they're like to say, you know, industry leading. It was actually industry leading. The Ranger was a blast, and we got to drive that thing, do a teeter-totter deal, go across this bridge, hit some whoops if you can believe that. Super fun. But I got to say, the two items they released that unfortunately are not going to make it to California is the new Sportsman 1000 and the Scrambler 1000. I think it was the XPS or something like that. The thing, ridiculous. 55 inches wide, almost 90 horsepower, 27-inch tires, 14 inches of travel, 14.5 inches of clearance. If that number sounds familiar on ground clearance, because that's the same as a RZR. So that was out of control. Same suspension as like an 800 RZR too. Like this quad is a beast, but unfortunately I don't think we're gonna see it here. So it was cool to see those. It was super fun to drive the Ranger again. Thank you, Polaris, for having us out there. We had a great time. Look forward to seeing all this stuff except those quads on our floor. All right. right, and of course Triumph is still kicking some killer motorcycles out. They are going to show us the 2020 Rocket 3, and if you guys don't know that, the Rocket is the biggest motor ever made, 2500cc. That's bigger than my Honda that I used to have. But anyways, Rocket 3R, that's their ultimate muscle roadster. Rocket 3 GT, of course, just like it sounds, Gran Turismo, built for touring. 163 foot-pounds of torque, which is the biggest of any motorcycle, and 165 horsepower. MSRP will be revealed in November, and they'll be available in January of 2020. All right, I gotta say a quick thank you to everybody that follows our videos, Instagram, Facebook. Absolutely appreciate it, because I ran into a couple of you guys this weekend at the Polaris show, especially the guy in the Wisconsin shirt that I met at Brits. He came by, said hi. Thank you so much, man. That means the world. And I gotta give a huge shout out to Big Nuts and the rest of your family. Great seeing you, my brother. That was a good time. And the next clip of the week.